Today, we're going to be trying to kill one of anime's most overpowered characters, Satoru Gojo. Why, you ask? Because it's just fun trying to beat the unbeatable. Now, we actually have to try and put our brains to work, so no easy outs. You can't just have someone stronger than him overpower him, or assemble the Infinity Gauntlet and... No, we need to examine the character's weaknesses to find a chink in their armor, ultimately leading to a checkmate scenario. If the method doesn't exist in the Jujutsu Kaisen world, it can't be considered. This won't be an easy feat though, as even the villains of the show have decided that sealing him away is their only way to deal with him. Also, we will only be considering information given to us from the anime, so don't worry about manga spoilers. Before we can discuss how to possibly defeat Satoru Gojo, we need to look at his powers and abilities first. Gojo is considered to be the strongest Jujutsu sorcerer alive by the entire Jujutsu world. He possesses immense amounts of cursed energy compared to other sorcerers and has precise control over it. In the series, we see him use his cursed energy to crush a dude's limbs and fire a massive DBZ style beam, destroying everything in his path. He also has terrifying speed coupled with tremendous strength, allowing him to overwhelm nearly any opponent in hand-to-hand combat. So trying to force him into a close quarters battle isn't really an option. But Gojo's true strength lies within the two techniques that he inherited at birth. The first is the one that gives us the most trouble in trying to kill him, his Limitless technique. This technique gives him control over space, allowing him to manipulate it at will, but it's broken down into 4 forms. Its neutral form is known as the Infinity, and it essentially is the ability to slow things down infinitely as they approach Gojo. This means objects and people never actually reach Gojo himself, but they instead get stuck in the infinite space around him. He can control what can actually touch him based on mass, speed, and danger ratings. So this means if we want to kill Gojo, we can't physically touch him while this ability is active, and unfortunately, it seems like he pretty much has 100% uptime on this. It is worth noting though, that despite this, Gojo does dodge attacks sometimes, which I don't know if that's because some of these attacks would hurt him, or if he just wants to flex his speed. The amplified Limitless is called Blue, but it isn't really explained in the anime yet. However, we do see Gojo using it at a few points in the anime. Blue essentially generates a strong attractive force, powerful enough to easily crush a person. His control of this technique is so precise that he can focus it on just a person's limbs or something as small as a soda can. Now, the reverse form of Limitless is Red, which is explained in the anime. Gojo uses Red to create a very powerful repulsive force capable of easily blasting away even special grade curses. This technique is at least twice as strong as Blue. The final and most powerful form of Limitless is Hollow Purple. It's the fusion of Red and Blue manifesting as a purple energy beam. The beam can cover vast distances and it simply erases anything it comes into contact with. And this is one move you absolutely don't want to get hit by because it will definitely be the end of you. And speaking of moves you don't want to get hit by, there's also Gojo's domain expansion, the Infinite Void. With this technique, Gojo traps his opponent inside of an empty void where the target is overwhelmed by unlimited sensory information. This leaves the victim completely paralyzed until they eventually die. So if Gojo manages to use this technique, it's checkmate. The last ability we need to talk about before finally getting into our plan to defeat Gojo is his 6 eyes. The 6 eyes are an extremely rare eye jujutsu that Gojo inherited at birth. I guess I should give you a slight spoiler warning here because the 6 eyes aren't really talked about in the anime, although we do see Gojo use them. For our purposes, we really only need to know 2 key features of the 6 eyes. The first is they allow Gojo to see cursed energy in great detail, even over long distances. During the Sister School event, we see Gojo using the 6 eyes to pinpoint everyone's location in the area while distinguishing between each person and exactly how strong their cursed energy was. This would make any plan involving sneak attacks pretty difficult once he takes off his blindfold. And the second feature is it drastically reduces the user's cursed energy consumption to the point where Gojo should theoretically never run out of cursed energy, which means trying to tire him out is nearly impossible. Okay, now that we finally know what Gojo is capable of, how can we kill him? The most important hurdle is getting past the infinity. A really good but probably impractical way to achieve that is to use Kugisaki's Straw Doll Resonance technique. With this technique, she can link her opponents to a straw doll, and any damage inflicted to the doll is also inflicted on the target. Since the damage is channeled straight to the target's body, it should bypass the infinity. The problem is that we need a strong connection to deal any significant damage. Generally, Kugisaki uses a severed limb to establish that connection, so to even use this on Gojo, we would have had to already severely wound him. Although a weaker connection established through hair or fingernail or something might at least disrupt Gojo's cursed energy control enough to where the infinity might be weakened. Another way to bypass the infinity is through domain expansion. Domain expansions make the user's techniques unavoidable, but the hits can still be blocked through cursed energy. In the anime, Gojo himself confirms that the infinity can be nullified by domain expansion while fighting Jogo. Blocking attacks in a domain is stated to be impractical though, and I think the reason why is because some attacks in a domain are unblockable. Gojo's own domain expansion appears to be unblockable as it basically targets your mind. Then there's Mahito's domain expansion, which directly targets his opponent's soul. These are the types of domain expansions that could take down Gojo since they're basically instant wins. The only issue is Gojo could use his own domain expansion to nullify the opposing domain. It would probably need to be a team effort, and you would have to bring other people into the domain to stop Gojo from casting his own. That's all I can really think of that would take down Gojo using only anime information. He's the strongest for a reason, and it would take a lot of effort to even put him in these situations in the first place. But if you can do it, then congratulations, you just killed Satoru Gojo. If there was some method I missed or you have a better way to beat Gojo, let me know in the comments. Also, let me know which character you would like to see me cover next time. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one, and hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. I'm Doc Caesar, and I hope to see you next time.